Welp, it looks like it's finally happening. Gable Steveson, the record-breaking Olympic champ, set to make MMA debut on September 12th with LFA. 3 weeks from today, he's going to be fighting his first MMA match. The next Bo Nickel, the next Henry Cejudo, the next Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier, yeah, he's the next Daniel Cormier, okay, fine. Because he's black and he's a heavyweight. I'll give him that. For those who don't know, he's an Olympic gold medalist, the youngest Olympic gold medalist at heavyweight at 20 years old. That was 5 years ago during COVID. He's 25 years old now. So he's still really young if he puts his mind to it. Daniel Cormier didn't start MMA until he was 30, so he'll be 5 years ahead of DC's timeline. And he just got to be hungry for it because all the other options has failed for him. So he was in the WWE. Well, if you want to make good money, you're going to try to be big in the WWE. You're not going to take as much damage to your body as you would in an MMA fight. I get it. The problem is that he is very unlikable, uncharismatic, and doesn't have a good personality. On top of that, if you don't know, and I haven't delved too deep into this, but apparently there's some nasty rape allegations looming on top of his head. They're just allegations. I'm not saying anything. Don't sue me if you're watching this, Gabe. Okay? The thing with WWE is that you got to be likable. And when the crowd is rooting for the heel against you, yeah, you're going to get kicked out. And that's what happened. He got kicked out. But that's not all. He also tried football. After never playing a football match in his life, he tried football just because he's big. Now, look, I don't watch football. I don't know anything about football. I just know there's quarterback and there's linebacker, and that's it. Those are the only two positions I know. I've never watched a football match in my life. I didn't grow up with football. Nobody in my family watched football. And I'm an American. And I'm in a very, football-heavy state. So you would think I would watch a football match. Nope, not me. But yeah, if you've never played a football match, I don't imagine you're going to have success. So he's going to, MMA is his last resort. And he's going to be getting paid peanuts. He's going to be getting paid crumbs, at least for the first year and a half to 2 years. If he makes it big and he becomes a champion, he'll be getting paid big money. But that's a big if. That's a very big if. Let's just read some more down here. Gabe Steveson, an American Olympian who made history at the 2020 Games, as the youngest freestyle wrestler to ever win Olympic gold at super heavyweight, is set to make his long-awaited professional MMA debut against Braden Peterson. This is Braden Peterson, by the way. A complete, beautiful man. A genetic god of a human being. Women go to war. Women go to war to have sexual access to men that look like Braden Peterson, okay? In all seriousness, it's his MMA debut. The first few fights that he's going to have in the regional scene are going to be against fat, sloppy bums. But how do you make those fat, sloppy bums look? Are we going to see, a Jailton Almeida type of performance? Where, Jailton Almeida, I bring him up because he has good performances against fat slobs. Shamil Abdurmahimov, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, Alexander Romanov, Sergey Spivak. The Derek Lewis fight wasn't nice to watch, but he dominated him. He was on top of him, full mount. I wish he did something with it. I hated watching that fight. I really did. But he still dominated Derek Lewis. Is it going to be something like that, or is it going to be like a Torres Finney lay and pray situation? Because Torres Finney also had a background in football. That's what I'm scared of. Because he is built like a heavyweight Torres Finney. And he is new to MMA. Apparently he was training a little with John Jones. He's practicing his boxing. That's good and all. Hopefully he's practicing his ground and pound, because that's what matters more for a wrestler like him. Practice your ground and pound. Practice those submission attempts. We don't want to see you just take a guy down and then lay on top of him and you're just literally sweating waterfalls on top of him. That's what I imagine is going to happen. He's just going to be sweating on top of his victim. Streams of water and sweat. But yeah, I'm excited, but I'm weary. Another like Bo Nickel situation. I get that. MMA Guru started this whole discussion about American wrestlers. If you have to pick between an American wrestler and a caucus wrestler, who are you gonna pick? Okay, I get that. But Gabe, he's beat caucus wrestlers. I did a little bit of research. His Olympic gold final was against some big Georgian guy, and he beat him at the last second. It was a close fight. Go watch it. It was nice, and I don't even like watch wrestling. He got him in like the last second of the fight and beat him. So he's not completely useless against the Caucasus Crusaders. So yeah, what's most likely going to happen is this. He's going to fight like 4 to 5 fat ass bums at LFA. Then the UFC are going to call him up. Okay, come to the Contender Series. He's going to fight in the Contender Series next year, Season 10, most likely. They're going to put him up against some other bum there. He's going to beat him, of course. He'll be 6-0, and then they're going to sign him into the UFC. 6-0, and you already know they're going to be hyping him the fuck up, just like they did with Bo Nickel. Expect to see him on a main card for his first official fight in the UFC against Hamdi Abdul Wahab. Hamdi All-You-Can-Eat Abdul Wahab. Or Chris Corn Syrup Barnett. One of those two guys. That's going to be his like first real fight in the UFC against one of those two guys in like the first fight for the main card of some like big card. Remember, they put Bo Nickel in UFC 300. They put Bo Nickel ahead of fucking Yuri Prohaska, Alexander Rakic. My fucking God, they're going to do the same for this guy because this guy, he's Bo Nickel on steroids. He has so many more accolades than Bo Nickel does. And he's a heavyweight. And he's black. He has melanin. So he's got the what's it called? The exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Well, he's not a teen. He's a man now. But you know what I mean. He's got the looks. He's got the build, the body, The more I think about it, the more excited I am. I just wish the rape allegations weren't true, and I wish that whole situation didn't exist. I wish he was like a Tom Aspinall figure, a very likable guy, like a big teddy bear, like a guy that you can like. And from the videos that I've watched about him, his interviews, he just seems like a fucking shitbag, like behind the scenes. Like he doesn't act like a shitbag in front of the cameras, but you could just tell someone's personality. Like, okay, that person behind the scenes when the cameras are off, that dude looks like he probably smacks his wife. He looks like he disrespects the waiter at the restaurant. That's kind of like the vibes that I'm getting from him. I can separate the artist from the art. If he goes out there and he beats the shit and he's landing these big bombs of overhand rights, knocking the shit out of these heavyweights, I can look past it. And look, the UFC isn't shy from bringing in shitbags to the sport. Like John Jones, Greg Hardy, a lot of criminals in the UFC. People that have like done some stupid shit, robbing banks, killing people. So, they'll take them in. That's not a problem. But yeah, I'll be watching this fight 3 weeks from now. Just thought I'd make a quick update video. If you're not American, you probably don't know about this guy. But he's a pretty big thing. So yeah, that's all I've got for you. Peace out. Subscribe, motherfuckers. Subscribe.